Sighing, I sank deeper into my green couch, my thumb aimlessly scrolling down the list of names I'd already searched for multiple times on Instagram. Conor and his mysterious band were nowhere to be seen. Even checking Waxy's Instagram and Facebook produced zero results. Whoever managed their social media affairs needed to be shot at dawn. Feeling frustrated, I started imagining the firing squad. I'd been stalking him now for a few hours. In fact, ever since my earlier than anticipated exit from Waxy's, no matter how many times I searched, it was impossible to find him anywhere online. Only knowing his first name didn't help matters either. "Bridget, are you going completely crazy?" my questioning mind inquired. "Why are you stalking this guy? Are you turning into some kind of groupie? Does he charm all the girls with those piercing blue eyes?" It was perfectly possible. I wouldn't be surprised if many of the women who frequented Waxy's were after him. There were no answers to these questions. To this day, I'll never know why I was so determined to find him. I wasn't even sure what I would do if I did. True, my stalking skills were rather poor, but it wasn't like I went looking for a stranger's social media account every day. Why was I being so obsessive? We'd barely spoken. I hadn't even seen his full performance. We'd left early thanks to Laura's unexpected fall. She'd slipped and twisted her ankle, carrying another round of cocktails. What was it about this musician that aroused such interest? These strange feelings I couldn't explain. Also, the ease with which we had talked. The skips my heart made when he smiled were far too memorable to ignore. Something told me I had to at least try and find out more. Curiosity killed a cat, but satisfaction brought it back, I thought. In the background, I could hear Laura whining about her sprained ankle. Between moans and dramatic cries, she apologised profusely for ruining our night out. She'd really nothing to apologise for. It had been those damn heels of hers that had decided to betray us, and maybe a few too many cocktails. However, I'd be lying if I said I wasn't disappointed, having to abandon ship so early. Plus, losing the chance of talking to Conor again after his show was playing on my mind. My apartment was small but snug, with an open-plan kitchen and sitting area that I had filled with plants and some of my own sketches and watercolours. The kitchen had a new marble effect laminate countertop, upon which I decorated with modern appliances, including a sleek chrome coffee machine. It gave the room a chic yet cosy aesthetic. The sitting room had 2 leather love seats, one of which Laura was stretched out upon, her sprained ankle elevated and resting on the coffee table. On the mantel over the fireplace were pictures of the 3 of us on various nights out in Galway. By the door, where my jackets were hung, the girls sometimes left their own coats. They visited so often that the place felt as much theirs as mine. I'd even loaned them my extra set of keys. To Bridget! Rosie started waving her hand sarcastically in front of my face. Crashing back to reality, I nearly jumped out of my skin, dropping my phone on the carpet. Until then, I wasn't aware of how deep I'd fallen into another world. Without warning, Rosie snatched the phone, her eyes now fixed on its Instagram search results. Frowning, she looked in my direction. My cheeks were suddenly on fire. I knew what was coming. The teasing, the questioning, and the Spanish Inquisition. Now fully in retrieval mode, I tried to rescue my phone, as if I could possibly avoid the grilling that was about to unfold. Rosie then pounced like a cheetah, landing on the yellow armchair where Laura was sitting. The girls squeezed together, staring at its screen, but with curious and excited grins. Their eyes met mine, then fell back onto the phone. Playful smirks appeared on their pouting lips. Embarrassed, I started sinking deeper into the green sofa, ready to accept their anticipated interrogation. Well, Laura began. "Who's Conor? Who have you been hiding from us, Miss Bridget Kennedy?" Rosie teased, raising a brow. I contemplated my next words carefully, so I didn't sound like a complete stalker. They were going to scold me either way for keeping last night's brief encounter a secret. Sighing, I squeezed in between the 2 girls, partially excited to reveal details of the mysterious Conor. "I met him last night standing at the bar in Waxy's. He was the one who bought the shots for us at the start of the night. I can't find any trace of him and it's driving me insane." Both girls gasped. Teasing laughter filled the air with loud, excited clapping. Laura cautiously stood up, then fell down beside me, winking as she handed back my phone, her wide green eyes ushering me to continue. Well, where did he go and why didn't he join us? He was playing on stage. I was kind of expecting him to talk to me after the show. But, well, I took a deep breath, pointing towards Laura's bandaged ankle. He's the singer. Was he the fit singer? That's right. I remember you grinning at him like a Cheshire cat. I nodded. Wow, BK, a real life man. And here I was starting to think you'd written off the lot of them. Ah, sure, lay off her. It's a good thing she has such high standards. She's waiting for her Prince Charming. I blushed even deeper, unsure of what to say. How could I explain to the girls how Conor made me feel? It sounded silly to say out loud. We'd only just met, but he fueled something in me that I'd never felt before. Don't be dramatic. He's not Prince Charming, is he? She noticed me blushing and shrieked with laughter. Oh, girl, you're smitten. Our Bridget, speechless over a man I'd never thought I'd see the day. I shook my head, but it was true. My usually calm and collected self had gone AWOL since meeting Conor. I couldn't think straight or concentrate on anything. BK, you're such a silly moose. You should have told us. You could have gone back on your own. Laura scolded in exasperation, her loud voice nearly piercing my eardrum. That would have been crazy. I'm not a groupie. We're going there again, Rosie finally declared. I was about to protest, despite being clearly excited about Rosie's proposal. Just before I got to say another word, my phone started ringing. The ringtone blasted through the room, making me jump. It was a withheld number. I fumbled with the device before eventually managed to answer. Hello? Is that Bridget? An unfamiliar voice spoke. For the next couple of minutes, I listened carefully to the voice on the other end of the phone. A wide smile spread across my face. The excitement I felt about last night's encounter was now enhanced with good news. Rosie and Laura watched as I nodded into the phone, thanking the lady. I paced around the room, every once in a while making notes, whilst leaning on the small shelf behind the green couch. By the time I'd finished the call, both Rosie and Laura were behind me, staring over my shoulder at the scrap of paper I'd written a time and an address on. Girls, do you remember the festival job I applied to for a few weeks ago? I squealed, turning around, raising both hands over my head. Well, I've just been offered the gig. A few seconds later, the girls started engulfing me with deep hugs. 2 pairs of arms started literally squeezing the life out of me. Congratulations, BK! Their excitement and squeals echoed around my living room. Calm down, ladies. Please move aside. They want to meet me in a couple of hours. I need to get ready.